All right, and welcome back here to Mayday Mayhem 2015. My name is Rock the Mike.
And I am the ill-reverend Mike.
And we are here for the final game of the day over here on track 2. The Slaughterhouse Derby Girls Prime Cuts taking on the FoCo Girls Gone Derby Micro Bruisers. Should be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. It's been a very action-packed day so far already today.
Yeah, I hope you caught that last bout. That was one incredible bout.
That was amazing to watch. So much back and forth all the way up until the last probably 10, 15 minutes.
Yep.
When Winnipeg just took it and ran with it.
Eventually someone's going to falter. And today's bouts did not count towards the bracket. Those tomorrow in the afternoon, those will count towards the bracket. We also have some men's derby going on tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. The San Diego Aftershocks. I'm sure you're relatively familiar with those guys.
I follow them out here. They're the reason I'm here.
Then we've also got the local guys, Denver Roller Derby, Ground Control, the men's team, and then You Went to Madness is coming out here. So we got 3 great men's teams we're going to be seeing tomorrow as well.
The Aftershocks are very new. They just got their murder standings, and they're looking to be ranked.
Actually, Ground Control from Denver in the exact same position. They just got their murder standings, I want to say, in the last couple of months.
Last game of the day over here on track 2.
Looks like we're getting ready to get started here. The officials are making their way to the middle.
It's hard to tell with all the clouds outside and all the constant lighting inside.
Is he extra loud?
It's been a fantastic day of Derby here as we prepare for the last round here on track number 2.
Okay, there we go.
I am DJ Dick. This is my first house call today.
That's Slaughterhouse lining up here right in front of the camera for you in the black and red. Red being the key differential color here. Micro Bruisers are going to be in black.
Earlier today, they won that game. That was against
skating for Slaughterhouse tonight. We've got number 09, Viper. Number 1190, Ricochet. Number 13, Madame Medusa. Number 187, Slim Slam Mayhem. Number 214, Kryptonite. Number 2M, Tongue and Cheek. Number 3, it's Tootsie Poppins. Number 357, Jaded Pixie. Number 612, Sookie Scrap House. Number 707, La Fonda Yamama. Number 72, Busty Galore. Number 85, Tripsy Gypsy. Number 9, Emma Wrecking Ball. And 99 is Cheyenne Pepper.
Yeah, and skating for FoCo is number 0, Sandra Decomposer. 000, Malice in Wonderland. Number 12, Hermione Danger. 138, United Malady. Unchained Malady, excuse me. 187, Double Destruction. Number 20, Dead Zeppelin. 314, Battley Portman. 333, Hat Trick. 576, Deathly Holler. 8008, Prince of Wales. 818, LA's Finest. 86, Gal Capone. And 98 going by 98 pounds of steel. And finally, You Be Nice, number NOT8.
All right, and jamming right now, first for the Micro Bruisers. It's 98 pounds of steel. Pounder's your lead jammer. She's also a motocross racer. So high-intensity action sports are what she does. And she does them incredibly well. Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse.
She leaned back, dodged a hit, was forced to the outside, and it was really just sent off to the penalty box there. It'd be a power jam for 98 pounds of steel of FoCo Girls Gone Derby.
And she just picked up 5 points on that last pass through very quickly. That's going to be 5 more. And FoCo holding the pack at a standstill in the straightaway. 98 pounds of steel, wasting no time. Coming back around up into the middle. Slaughterhouse doing a good job holding it for a couple seconds there, but she gets around. Clears it for another 5.
Yeah, no direct here. Nice job leaning back and sliding around blockers.
Again, FoCo just holding this pack steady. Slowly creeping forward a foot at a time on each pass. 98 pounds of steel gets through. That's going to be 5 more. As Ricochet coming out of the penalty box. Power jam going to be over. Slaughterhouse looking to adjust here. Shanae tries to get through. She shoots around the outside, clears the pack. That was her initial pass. 98 pounds of steel picks up 5 more.
The pack is starting to move now. We got skaters flying off the track there. 98 found a secret opening on the inside lane, takes it and calls it off before Ricochet can hit the pack.
30-point jam right out of the
That was a 4-point pass, so 29 points for 98 pounds of steel.
Slaughterhouse still held at 0.
So FoCo on the opening salvo coming out hard with the big guns. 29-point jam to start this game off. And that went almost the full 2 minutes. The Slaughterhouse, our host league for this tournament. Right over in Loveland, Colorado.
And then Chain Malady forced to the outside, and reverse bridge is going to take her back about 40 feet.
And Madame Medusa jamming for Slaughterhouse. She's going to be your lead jammer. She gets around that last FoCo blocker.
And Chain Malady hits the pack, hits the sandwich, absorbs it, and keeps on, gets out of the pack about a lap late.
And pack piece starting to pick up. FoCo not wanting to be points, trying to get to that front, move that pack forward a little bit faster. Madame Medusa in the back, trying to find her way up into the middle. Gets up in the middle of the pack, calls off the jam. Picks up 2. A low block being assessed to Sandra Decomposer. The FoCo going to start this next one short, 1 blocker.
For 2. Gal Capone now taking the start for FoCo.
And Gal Capone is going to be our jammer for FoCo. Ricochet back on the line for Slaughterhouse.
I was talking to her earlier. She's a wild one. I like her hair though.
And FoCo breaks through quickly.
Nice scramble there by number 86, Gal Capone, shooting right out of that pack and becoming your lead jammer.
Still trying to get through.
Chenene again has 1 pass of pivot to get past, and she's forced outside. Number 576 is going to run her back.
Deathly Holler doing a good job forcing her out right there on the turn. A little more difficult to recover there than it would be in the straightaway.
Gal Capone laps the other jammer, getting a grand slam.
Ricochet is still trying to get around the Deathly Howler, shoots around the outside.
Much more success this time than she did ahead of the last lap.
So that was her initial pass. FoCo picking up 4.
Chenene keeping an eye on number 86 out there.
And Ricochet hitting a solid 3-wall, turns it into a 4-wall of FoCo defense.
Gal Capone getting past the 357.
Yeah, it's Jaded Pixie trying to hold the line at the end. Couldn't quite contain her though.
On the board for FoCo here in the early going of period number 1. And another 4 points.
Shanae shoots around to the outside, tries to clear, jukes into the middle. 576, the Deathly Holler all over Shanae. Another force to the outside.
Dead Zeppelin helping out in there. Gal Capone getting out one more time and calling it off.
With just under 25 minutes left in this first half, FoCo currently on top, 47-6.
5 minutes going, 47 on the board.
A big part of that was that 29-point beginning jam. Slaughterhouse trying to recoup here, trying to get their jammers through. Ricochet just a little bit of trouble with the Deathly Holler, just being right over every time.
Looks like we got a hat trick on the line for FoCo.
And Ricochet getting a penalty in the end of that last jam. This is going to be a power jam start for FoCo.
Hat trick battling those blockers, running down 3-2-1, and she is out.
And tongue-in-cheek, the last line of defense there. She made her way through. Already coming back up on the pack.
And 33 taking several hits from number 187, Slim Slam Mayhem, putting it into the outfield.
Ricochet rejoins play. No more power jam. Shanae got all 4 FoCo blockers to deal with up at the front of the pack.
And hat trick on her way to the penalty box.
Slaughterhouse now going to have the power jam. Good opportunity for Shanae to try and get some more points on that board. And cut FoCo's lead down a little bit.
Shanae runs them past that 20-foot mark. They got returned back to the back, and she is out.
And Princess of Wales there on the chase. Shanae coming back up on the back of the pack. Slaughterhouse trying to get to the front, open up a hole for her.
Nice job there, 187 Slim Slam Mayhem.
Shanae clears around on the inside, picks up 5.
Shanae with a nice move to her left to get past that last block.
Hetrick coming back in from the penalty box.
Rick Shanae back up in front.
That's why I got up here first, and I grabbed this.
All right, no more lead jammer, so we're going to go the full 2 minutes on this one. Only got about 20 seconds left. Hetrick picks up 4.
Excuse me, I can't see tonight. 4 points for FoCo for a total of 51 now.
A couple of big hits coming out of turn 4. Ricochet Nene tries to work her way around on the outside. Cuts into the middle. She's got a 2-wall. Now it's a 3-wall. Another 2-wall. And forced out again.
Hat-trick struggling in the back as the jam ends. And she got 3 points on that one for that effort.
Very aggressive game so far. Slaughterhouse, the host league. FoCo, their crosstown rival. These two teams go back a long way. I've had a lot of fun working with both of these leagues. And I expect this to be a very fun game to watch. And it's only going to get better from here.
Wearing the star.
Slaughterhouse in the front of the pack. FoCo in back. Madam Medusa jamming for Slaughterhouse. But it's 98 pounds of steel for FoCo, your lead jammer.
FoCo girls gone dirty, 98 pounds of steel. 98 pounds of steel just flying around.
Very fast pack speed here as they work their way around.
They're successfully running away from both jammers.
Pass play by 98 pounds of steel.
But it's impressive how they're flying in formation.
It really is. Listen, to do that on polished concrete, a very slippery floor. We've seen a lot of people have spills and wipeouts on this thing.
98 pounds of steel successfully getting through that pack. Mad Medusa hitting the front wall there. Got two-woman wall there. She's joined by a third blocker there. 2 drop. Got 1 left. With that 1 is Mighty, number 12. Hermione Danger, putting her into the infield, recycling number 13, Mad Medusa to the back of the pack.
Wow, 98 pounds of steel, in the meantime, gets through, picks up another 5.
Hermione Danger off to the penalty box for FoCo.
And Madam Medusa got a 2-wall of FoCo up at the front. She's trying to get around LA's finest there, forcing her out.
Oh, 818 getting a penalty. As with 13, he's able to re-enter where she pleases.
4 on penalty, so it's going to be a no pass, no point for Madam Medusa on that pass.
Number 3,
98 through the pack once again.
And making it look easy, she throws another 5 on. Madam Medusa cuts right up the inside unopposed.
Yeah, so many times she had to really work for it, and every once in a while she just, whoop. Yeah, exactly.
Right
the
up the
skies
middle.
open up.
She puts another 4 on that last pass. So now up to an 18-point jam here.
FoCo slowing the pack down, trying to get Madam Medusa an opportunity to get up here. Gets in, jam is ended. 2 and 2.
2 points picked up at the end of that pass there by both players.
Well, Slaughterhouse starting to mount a bit of a comeback here.
So the early advantage right now.
FoCo still, though, owning this jam, 20 points to 6 points on this jam itself. 19 and a half left to play.
Facing off against Unchained Malady for FoCo. Slaughterhouse Sticker girls right from Greeley, Colorado, so neighbors. These two neighbors are playing against each other now.
Slaughterhouse in the front of the pack as this next jam starts.
FoCo getting caught up in just that swarm of red blockers up there, but she works through all of them, getting past number 85 Tripsy Gypsy to get out and become lead jammer. 187 getting a whip from her fellow blockers, gets launched out of the pack at Slim Slam Mayhem.
She's about half a lap behind. FoCo's jammer coming up, about a quarter behind in closing. Picks up some speed around the apex, gets up in the middle.
Ooh, Unchained Malady. Look from here at number 9. Yeah, and they're going to call her for that elbow. Right to the side of the head.
Calls off the jam. 3 points picked up by Unchained Malady. 1 point.
So 3 points for FoCo, 1 point for Slaughterhouse.
This sets up our next jam. Ricochet on the line for Slaughterhouse.
Ricochet going to be jamming again for Slaughterhouse.
With the star once again for FoCo.
Gal Capone jamming for FoCo.
4-3 advantage in the pack to FoCo.
And another scrum start here. The Jammers trying to fight their way up the middle. Ricochet got one to clear.
Gal Capone, nice recovery. But she's in the back. Meanwhile, Slaughterhouse's Jammer's out and your lead Jammer.
But Gal Capone comes up from behind, overtakes her.
And skating the track tight. Ricochet not going to take this. She's going to call it off.
Slaughterhouse forcing the call off by Ricochet.
0-0 jam. That's the first one of those we've had so far in this game.
With some nice blocking work. But Gal Capone, again, with such blazing speed, was able to negate that.
Madame Medusa stepping back up to the line, wearing the star for Slaughterhouse. And hat trick jamming for FoCo.
Against Madame Medusa for Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse looking a little short, only 2 blockers on the track.
2 blockers to face off against Hat Trick.
Meanwhile, FoCo's running a full regime out there.
Back and forth, left and right across that track.
Hat trick working away past 27, dances around Slim Slam and gets out of the pack. Gets lead Jammer status.
And Madame Medusa trying to work her way up from the back. She's towards the front now. Got a 2-wall to contend with. Forced to the inside by Deathly Holler. Penalty box has cleared out. We're back to 5 on 5. Hat-trick forced out of bounds on the outside.
Madame Medusa struggling with all the blockers of FoCo up in front. And looks like he got a little bit frustrated, slowed down a little bit, and going to start all the way back from the back. She is rammed back there by Prince of Wales.
And Slimside Mayhem being called with an out-of-play blocking penalty. The Slaughterhouse going to be 1 down for a little bit here.
Having a real hard time with the scoring pass, getting to the Slaughterhouse defense. Slaughterhouse seems to have figured out.
Madame Medusa cleared the pack. That was her initial pass. Hat-trick picks up 5 on her previous pass.
What's Hat-trick doing out there? She could have gone around there. She cuts in front of her right at the last second, sort of using her as a buffer between her and the actual pack.
As user momentum carries her around the top of that apex, picks up another 4.
Block penalty being called on the Deathly Holler.
And Madame Medusa still having a problem in the back of the pack. Just got lapped and became a 5th point. Oh, Hat-trick is knocked to the infield as one of the number 9 is thrown at her, and that's Emma Reckenball. Well named, and Hat-trick on her way to the penalty box.
So power jam for Slaughterhouse. Madame Medusa still having a little bit of trouble with the back. And jam is ended.
It's hard to do much with a power jam when you only have 8 seconds left on the clock.
And 3 seconds, or 3 points for Slaughterhouse.
At this point, 85, make that 88 on the board for FoCo, 24 for Slaughterhouse.
And her Slaughterhouse is calling a timeout.
Well in control at this point, playing their game.
I thank everybody watching at home on ColoradoSports.TV. There is a donate button on the bottom of your screen. If you like what you're seeing, please click that donate button. $1, $5, $10. They'll take whatever you've got. You don't need to get a latte tomorrow morning. It's Saturday. Go ahead and click that donate button. Help support local companies that are providing coverage for local sports. They do roller derby, they do hockey, they do football, they do bowling. You name it, they cover it. They go all over the entire state. So a big thank you to ColoradoSports.TV for being here and bringing you Mayday Mayhem 2015.
They've got a lot riding on this because all of today's games, as we mentioned earlier, I'm sure, go to the seating for the actual race.
And right now, FoCo's got a very busy penalty box. We got a pivot and a blocker left out there. Meanwhile, Slaughterhouse has got all their players on the track.
Really what's at stake here. And so, as we get set,
Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse.
Ricochet hitting the 2 blockers there, and Slaughterhouse going to let them draw out of play, and they're out of play, and Ricochet's out, and your lead jammer.
Yeah, LA's Finest and Sandra Decomposed with only 2 blockers for FoCo right now. Up, another one comes into the mix. Deathly Holler.
And it's like Viper's been sent to the penalty box for Slaughterhouse, putting them 1 down.
nice recovery though by FoCo.
And Hat-trick now back in. Power jam is over. Ricochet is the lead jammer.
Hat-trick getting around 3 blockers and getting out of the pack.
And Hat-trick pulls a Hat-trick, goes to the inside.
Ricochet got a 2-all to deal with. Likely going to call it off here in just a second or so.
Bang-up job on Ricochet with 3 solid hits.
There's a call right there.
Yeah, those hurt. I was just watching it, and I felt those. That's the
So
other
good jammer awareness by Ricochet,
No points.
knowing where hat trick was and knowing when to call off that jam.
Just real quick, I want to
So 3-0 jam in favor of Slaughterhouse. Score currently 88 for FoCo. Slaughterhouse at 27. 14 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in this first half. We have a whole other 30 minutes after this.
FoCo lining up on the jammer line.
All day long.
A little early jammer on jammer action.
Yeah, popped her out for a second.
Slim Slam Mayhem with for Slaughterhouse. 98 pounds of steel for FoCo, though, your lead jammer.
98 pounds of steel.
Pounders continually getting that lead jammer status.
Slim Slam Mayhem out of the pack.
A lot of ground to make up, though.
98 pounds running the inside, getting through and touch. Yeah, and 187 is not getting back to that pack. 98 pounds still calls it off.
So a quick 4 points for FoCo.
It's very hard to legally block someone.
Kind of the trend we've been seeing a lot lately. You get through, you get lead jammer, you get one scoring pass, maybe two, and then you call it.
Yeah.
So we're not seeing a lot of the big giant jams that we're used to. But a lot smaller, faster paced ones.
With that differential, they can afford to take their time.
Absolutely.
And he's got 13 minutes left in this first half.
Ricochet on the track for Slaughterhouse.
Ricochet on the track for Slaughterhouse.
And Slaughterhouse all four up front, holding back 98 pounds, or no, Unchained Malady.
Unchained Malady has got the pivot to work passes. The rest of them are working on bridging. She gets over her leg and out of the pack. 98 pounds, your lead jammer.
Just barely manages to step inbounds. It was right there at the line, but some good footwork on her part kept her in. Ricochet clearing the pack. About 2/3 of a lap behind.
98 pounds, once again got one blocker left to get past. Quite a size difference. Driver past the 20. Oh, number 3 loses her footing. Tootsie Poppins. Unchained Malady out one more time.
Unchained Malady chooses to call up the jam after picking up 4 points.
Slaughterhouse in red back at the front of the pack as we line up for the next jam.
It's just the Derby now. As Madame Medusa takes the track.
I see Madame Medusa for Slaughterhouse. And Gal Capone is jamming for FoCo.
Gal Capone furiously attacking the pack of red blockers up there.
Tongue-in-cheek from Slaughterhouse getting a multiplayer block. I believe that's the first one of those we've seen in this game.
Hermione Danger doing a good job helping her jammer out.
And FoCo with that coveted lead jammer status. As Gal Capone works her way around, catching up with the pack.
Slaughterhouse losing the blocker and a pivot to the penalty box.
And Madame Medusa forced outside, coming around turn 3.
Well, Gal Capone racks up the points.
Gal Capone, look at escape the pack, gets caught up in 2 of the blockers. One of those blockers, low block going to the penalty box. That's 0-9, and that's Viper.
Yeah, Emma Wrecking Ball thought the call was on her. All she heard was the 9. Will Conley, we got a 9 and a 0-9.
Yeah, pick your own numbers. That's all I'm saying.
And not easy for the refs to manage either, so good job by the referees in getting that call done correctly.
Madame Medusa forced the infield and cycled back. Meanwhile, she is lapped by FoCo's jammer.
And Gal Capone picking up 5 on that last pass. Coming back around, making her next run at it.
2 blockers after 1 blocker out there, right, 2.
A little bit of a whip from Battle Portman. Gets her up in the middle of the pack. She shoots through, picks up another 5.
Incredible hit there by Krista Knight of Slaughterhouse. Just dropping that jammer hard.
Yes, Krista's middle name is Good.
Nice.
Madame Medusa not giving up though. She is still attacking that FoCo line with the
And FoCo getting through one more time, picking up another 5.
wants to get through. Just trying to find a way.
Center Decomposer sending Madame Medusa out of bounds.
The game of this type where we sit right now is the perseverance of a team like Slaughterhouse continuing to play hard.
And another 5 for FoCo.
Number 9, Emma Wrecking Ball returns to the track, stepping in front of number 86, Gal Capone.
I say she did not engage though, so no out of play penalty there. And also that one reaches natural 2-minute shelf life.
Excuse me, 35-point jam.
So after that 35-point jam, FoCo now 131-27.
That is brutal. We still got 9.5 minutes left in this first half.
That's number 3
Yeah, FoCo definitely owning this first half very solidly.
For FoCo in black.
Slaughterhouse sending out Slam Mayhem for
Now FoCo lining up in front this time. Deathly Holler facing around backwards, directing traffic.
Slim Slam Mayhem.
Slaughterhouse is 187. Slim Slam Mayhem out, and your lead jammer.
All right, hat trick right behind her.
No, when he said not, they were too close together.
Oh, you're right.
Jammers are battling out. Hat trick's got it.
So hard to see when they're right next to each other on the far side. No package called. Slim Slam Mayhem gets through.
And it's hard to see the ref's hand. 3 out of 4 points she gets on that last pass.
Nice job there.
So 3 points for both jammers.
Keeping the pressure on, getting out in front.
That was an exciting jam.
It was. I'm awake now.
Good, because we still got a whole 30 minutes after this.
98 pounds of steel with the jam once again. I just like the way that sounds.
9 pounds steel up for the FoCo Girls Gone Derby.
And jamming against,
Slaughterhouse sends out Ricochet.
I'm going to say Ricochet. That is Ricochet.
Yes, in the red. 98 pounds of steel out, and your lead jammer. That's FoCo in the black.
And Ricochet chasing her down. Working those crossovers all the way around the track. Good way to maintain speed.
Both teams staying tightly knit together in the back. No clear walls between.
98 pounds of steel shoots the outside. Apex jump on the inside.
98 pounds of steel with a nice little apex jump over here on.
Lands it, picks up 4.
Calls off the jam after picking up.
That was an impressive little jump across the line.
Shoulder block by Emma Reckley called by just the smallest of margins. Picked up those points and called off the jam.
Unchained Malady now with the star once again.
Slim Slam Mayhem back on the track.
Up next on the track for FoCo, we've got Unchained Malady jamming for Slaughterhouse, Slim Slam Mayhem. Two jammers we've seen pretty heavily featured in the rotations. FoCo in front.
Unchained Malady looking for an opening.
Slim Slam trying to force that wall up. Unchained running the outside hard and breaking out of the pack, and is your lead jammer for FoCo.
Yeah, FoCo doing a good job shaping that wall, leaving that outside edge open for her to get around.
Nice multitasking as they surrounded the jammer and let that outside lane open.
Absolutely. One of the best sport things we got here is the ability to play offense and defense simultaneously, and they just did it fantastically well.
Absolutely.
Felt the jammer from Slaughterhouse. Slim Slam Mayhem.
Slim Slam Mayhem
Wanted to get her points from the bench.
putting the pressure on, forcing the call off. FoCo only getting 2 on that jam.
6 minutes, 37 seconds. The clock is running. 30 on the board for Slaughterhouse. 140 for
A current score, FoCo 140. Slaughterhouse 30, 6.5 left to play in the first half.
6 Gal Capone with the star for FoCo.
Gal Capone up next on the line for FoCo.
Jam underway.
Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse.
FoCo had a formation where they released going after the jammer individually. Ricochet forced the outside by UB Nice.
Again, as Gal Capone.
Meanwhile, what's up front, Gal Capone is your lead jammer.
And Ricochet trying to work her way up, cuts to the inside. The FoCo slides around from the out. 2-wall trying to stop her. UB Nice and Sandra Decomposer. Princess of Wales bridging, giving them a little bit more room to work with. But Shanae does get through. That was her initial pass.
And that's number 2.
And FoCo's jammer forced hard with a 10-foot slide, almost to the penalty box, calling it off in mid-slide.
And I do see a penalty assessed for that.
Blocking there on behalf of Slaughterhouse.
I didn't see if there was a low block or a blocking out of bounds.
But the jam came to a close.
As they
But tongue-in-cheek with a big hit
hat trick with the star now.
and going to the box for it.
FoCo.
Slam to slam.
5 minutes and 10 seconds left, 144 to 30 FoCo.
Slim Slam Mayhem. I like it.
And Slaughterhouse in front of the pack. FoCo in back, making it difficult for Slim Slam Mayhem to get around.
Hard smack there, hat trick rolls out of the way. Meanwhile, Slim Slam is out first and your lead jammer.
And Slim Slam Mayhem getting a forearm penalty.
And is in a hat trick on her way to the penalty box.
So yeah, power jam opportunity here for Slaughterhouse as we wind down this first half. Slim Slam Mayhem dodging a hit, picks up 5.
That was Tony Portland with the the chase down there of Slim Mayhem.
And Slaughterhouse holding the pack steady up at the apex. Slim Mayhem forced out, has to recycle back to behind.
Danger slowing down. Slim Mayhem.
And she's going to try to run it up again through the middle. Tries to shoot to the outside. No good there. FoCo all over that outside edge.
Some great agility going on. She's working like one blocker to one blocker. Steps past number 314 to get out of the pack.
And she picks up 5 in the process. Hat trick back in from the box. No more power jam.
No more jam as Slim Sam calls it off.
And picking up a final 2 for a 12-point jam for Slaughterhouse. Score now, FoCo 144, Slaughterhouse 42. Just over 3.5 left to play in this first half.
98 pounds of steel. Takes the start once I had
98 pounds of steel on the line for FoCo. Ricochet Nene jamming for Slaughterhouse.
Ricochet almost forced the infield, stays inbounds. Made her way to the front and the outside. Double destruction, going shoulder to shoulder with her.
98 pounds of steel going to be your lead jammer.
Ricochet makes it out of the pack.
Sliding off of a hit there. 98 pounds of steel coming up. Going to ride the inside. Emma Wrecking Ball keeps her pinned before she can move out.
Yeah, and she's in the center back, just going to decide to call it off before Ricochet can hit the back again.
Yeah, good call there. Picking up a quick 3.
Coming around that corner, she was happy with what was happening. She was having a good time. And that's what I like to see.
So a very fast-moving game right now. Pack speeds are definitely staying up, which is always exciting to watch.
To the line for Slaughterhouse is Madame Medusa, number 13 in the red.
And it's exactly as you said, they're still having fun. I think it's because they know there's still 2 more days of their reaction to go.
And FoCo's jammer pops right out. Unchained Malady is your lead jammer in about 3 strides.
A little bit of confusion there as FoCo had 1 extra blocker on the track.
And it's a power jam as Madame Medusa goes to the penalty box. Power jam for FoCo.
And Unchained Malady gets through. That's going to be good for 5.
Slaughterhouse now going to look to try and slow
4 on 3 in the pack. FoCo with the slight advantage.
going to look to take full advantage of this power jam.
Unchained launches us to help at number 99 Pepper and bounces off. She got pepper sprayed.
Yeah,
she gets back up and she breaks out though with a grand slam. Watch out behind you.
And FoCo going to go and hold with the passive offense here, keeping the pack holding still, making it a little easier for Unchained Malady to come around. She shoots around the outside, picks up 5.
Slaughterhouse loses a blocker, number 612, Suki
Suki Scraphouse going to the penalty box for Slaughterhouse as Madame Medusa comes out. Slaughterhouse trying to hold FoCo's jammer at the front, but she gets out and picks up 5.
Unchained Malady got around number 99 from Slaughterhouse, Pepper.
FoCo now with the 3-wall at the front of the pack, holding Madame Medusa back.
And FoCo dropping speed and breaking up that Slaughterhouse formation. Number 12, especially Hermione Danger.
Penalty box clearing out back to 5 on 5. As Unchained Malady picks up 4 on her previous pass.
Track cut going to number 13. Madame Medusa on the way to the penalty box to be a power jam for FoCo.
And kept coming in a little too hot, didn't see that line of no return, so she had to skate all the way back around.
Unchained Malady looks like he got a hard gut shot there from 6-1-2, and that is Suki Scraphouse.
The pack she gets through, picks up 5, and calls it off.
And with 12 seconds left, this might be the last jam of the half.
See if somebody calls a timeout and keeps this going, or if they're just going to let it ride. 1 second left. That is the end of the first half.
That's right, we had 10-minute half.
So as we end up this first half, FoCo currently on top, 176, Slaughterhouse 42.
Nice solid walls.
Some very large scoring jams from FoCo, really driving that score up in a hurry. It's been a very physical, fast-paced game, a lot of big hits, and I hope we see even more of that in the second half.
We absolutely will. you know, Slaughterhouse is going to try to figure out what they weren't doing right and correct that for the second half. So we hope to see them come out stronger this second half.
I think it's going to be a lot of just getting their jammer out faster, getting that lead jammer status, getting some points, calling it off. Same kind of nickel and dime strategy that's been working so well for so many teams here this weekend.
There we go, and we'll see you in 9.
We are back here on ColoradoSports.TV for the second half of the Slaughterhouse Derby Girls and the FoCo Girls Gone Derby. Our final game over here on track 2 of day 1 of the 2015 Mayday Mayhem tournament.
That's right, FoCo's lead 176-42. Very ugly first half. We're hoping to see a turnaround in the second half.
As a FoCo putting up a lot of very large pointed jams, several of those in a row. I see the last jam of the first half, FoCo had it 29-0.
As we are down to the last 2 seconds.
There's I believe, a 35-point jam at one point in there. So some very large jams from FoCo. Slaughterhouse is having a little bit of difficulty getting their jammer out, trying to get that lead jammer status, and then once they're out, getting around fast enough to get some points on the board.
FoCo Girls Gone Derby.
So FoCo
Well, when you really dominate about it, those large point jams tend to come your way.
Yes.
I believe 1-3 Madam Medusa in the box.
But Slaughterhouse putting up a good fight. There's a lot of capability in there. 86 force to the inside, and that is Al Capone jamming for FoCo.
That's right. She's been starting off in a power jam here. Madam Medusa in the box, carried over from the first half.
Getting past Viper and getting out of the pack.
And Madam Medusa now standing in the box with power jam about to be over.
Oh, free pass on the outside. They tried to throw 09 Viper at her once again, but 09's kind of big and it's hard to get a good throw on her, get her in the air.
Ellis finest being sent to the penalty box for a direction of gameplay penalty.
Madam Medusa's back it up at the front. Oh, yeah, you can't really push somebody in the spine.
Back block.
And please get back her wallet. Yes. Thank you.
Great job coming out of the box and attacking.
And then power jam continues for FoCo's 86 Gal Capone.
One-on-one against Patrick.
And FoCo with passive offense, holding the pack steady on turn 3. It's been a long day of Derby for us here.
It is. Yeah, all the letters are in there, but it's like a canned alphabet soup.
Yes. But Gal Capone picks up 5 more on that pass. Already working her way through the pack again. Cuts up the inside. And that's good for 5 more.
Now Finest returning to the track and joining the pack of blockers. See?
Right?
Exactly.
Madam Medusa coming back in from the penalty boxes, and no pack is called.
Gal Capone throwing some shoulders.
Once again,
Then jumping out of the pack with another 5-point pass.
Gal Capone trying to slow Gal Capone down.
Madam Medusa getting a little tripped up. She tries to fight her way up through the back of the pack.
FoCo just passing the double century mark, 201-42.
Emma Wrecking Ball going to the penalty box. Slaughterhouse going to be down a blocker.
Gal Capone out again.
Yeah, penalties currently kind of being a factor right now for Slaughterhouse. Don't want to start the second half off with as many penalties as they've had right now. So they need to rein that in and get that under control before it gets out of control.
And we're going to go ahead and get to the next game started.
Ricochet putting on the star now for Slaughterhouse.
Double Destruction, to say that correctly. That is Double Destruction's first time jamming.
And Double Destruction going to be putting on the star for the first time here tonight, jamming for FoCo.
That brings FoCo up to a 5 jammer rotation.
No one able to have a formation up there. Slaughterhouse is trying to stay together. Double Destruction is getting escorted out of the pack there by number 12, Hermione Danger. Really good blocker to her jammers.
Princess of Wales trying to hold Ricochet out, but Emma Wrecking Ball came in like a wrecking ball and just took out the Princess of Wales. Massively huge hit. You can see from here, perfectly legal. Caught her right on the shoulder.
Ricochet, your lead jammer for Slaughterhouse. Double D having some problems with his pack. Number 9, Emma Wrecking Ball forced into the outfield. And they'll be drawing her back with that reverse bridge.
Ricochet picking up 5. Emma Wrecking Ball going back to the penalty box.
Ricochet picking up 5 points for Slaughterhouse.
Slim Slam Mayhem going to go sit down with Emma Wrecking Ball.
Very busy penalty box over there.
Deathly Holler for FoCo going in.
But Double D gets to skate around the track one more time.
Ricochet gets through, picks up 4.
Yeah, 2 pairs of blockers out there. Double D forced the outside at the end.
Huge hits in that jam.
Who didn't give her 3 for that last pass.
So Slaughterhouse 9-3 on that jam. They can keep that momentum going.
98 pounds of steel. Taking the star for
98 pounds of steel on the line for FoCo.
Quite the show so far this bout. Viper looking for an outside line pass.
Viper jamming for Slaughterhouse. It was her first time wearing the star here.
98 pounds of steel is not.
And Viper is your lead jammer, but 98 pounds of steel out in front of her by a good 20 feet.
We see a very fast tack out there. 3-on-3 action of the blocker. And there we go.
Viper calling off the jam very quickly here.
Yeah, she did not have the speed to catch up.
No, and even with that pack speed moving, it would have taken a lot of effort for Slaughterhouse to get to the front, stay in front, and keep it going. Likely would have just been a waste of energy. So
Right now,
call.
I can't tell if Slaughterhouse has been saving jammers for the second half, or they just decided with this point differential that they're going to give some newer jammers a chance to practice.
You know, always a good opportunity. Get some fresh jammers in there. Sometimes you put a blocker in who doesn't usually jam. They have a different approach to it. They start throwing some hits, make some holes.
Yes.
It can work. Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse.
Ricochet put the outside, and 613 is going in there and help her jam her out.
Unchained Melody a little tied up at the front as she's jamming for FoCo.
That's 2AM tongue-in-cheek with a nice low back.
And multiplayer block being assessed to Kristonite.
Kristonite goes to the penalty box for a multiplayer block.
Shanae leans back, dodges a hit from LA's Finest, dodges another hit from Hermione, and is out of the pack.
She will be your lead jammer.
That's 2 in a row there.
Last few jams have taken quite a while to get a lead jammer through. We're averaging 35 to 45 seconds before we get a lead jammer here.
Seeing some difference, but that's quite a differential to overcome.
For cutting the track. They're down to just 2 blockers out there now.
Shanae, it looked like she absorbed the hit, but kind of lost her own footing there and calls it in the rock star position.
I say polished concrete. It is unforgiving. So you get kind of knocked sideways, and it can be really hard to stop and gain control.
By Slaughterhouse. I can't read them from the sideways. The jam ref is giving me the disapproving stare as I continually misread her fingers.
Viper back on the line, jamming for Slaughterhouse.
Parade wave, PhD, the parade wave.
Viper for Slaughterhouse.
Oh, somebody had it. 09 makes it up. Viper of Slaughterhouse, your lead jammer.
She picks up a low block. So we're not going to have a lead jammer for this one. We're going to go the full 2 minutes.
It's very strange when you don't see Gal Capone get that lead jammer status. Gal Capone encounters a block there and tries another play out of the pack and makes her way out for a grand slam. And we're continuing to see a lot of Slaughterhouse hit the penalty box.
Yeah, FoCo had a goat there for a little bit, but Slim Slam Mayhem broke free, got up to the front. Now both teams fighting for control of the front of the pack.
Gal Capone tangles with Pepper and sneaks past her, getting out once again.
And Viper coming out of the penalty box, enters the track just in front of Gal Capone.
Slaughterhouse is on fire. They're making some good moves out there and some plays. They needed that extra oomph.
Slaughterhouse in the front trying to push away, avoid being points.
Deathly Holler putting Viper out of the outfield. A lot of 9s out there.
Yes, there are. There's Pepper right there.
Thanks. Hey, Pepper. Thanks for making me not a liar.
Viper back out on the
And Viper makes her way through. That was her initial pass. Now eligible to score. FoCo picking up another 5.
on the track now.
So Slam Mayhem looking to open up a hole, give Viper through. Viper up in the middle of the pack, makes her way out to the front. Should be good for 4, and there it is.
That brings Slaughterhouse total up to 58 points on the board for Slaughterhouse.
Gallagher won't twisting around. Number 99 got the pivot left to get past. Gets past Slim Slam. Just the jam ends.
4 more points. I cannot read fingers today, Biggie. I should just stop talking.
Looks like we had a timeout for Slaughterhouse.
Being called, and I get the disapproving stare, the agreeing stare from the jam rep out there, PhD.
21 minutes, 1 second left on the clock. FoCo currently 226, Slaughterhouse at 58. FoCo continuing to dominate in this game. The Slaughterhouse really needs to start focusing on getting their jammers out and then just trying to contain FoCo's jammer. So better walls, shifting walls, and not breaking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are going to be the keys defensively for Slaughterhouse to keep that deficit from getting any bigger, and then obviously getting their jammer through, getting out early, trying to rack up as many points as you can.
I find it important that Slaughterhouse score more points and make FoCo score less points.
I see where you're going with
yes.
this. That could work.
I've been working on this in my laboratory at home.
It is an interesting theory. Let's see how it does in practice.
Was called by Slaughterhouse.
Penalties, I think, a little bit of a factor. Slaughterhouse had a few jammer penalties that really hurt them. Got a couple of big scoring jams from FoCo because of it. So penalty management, better walls, getting your jammer out, keys to success for Slaughterhouse. Hat trick on the line, jamming for FoCo, Ricochet for Slaughterhouse.
Shanae Hump in the back trying to work past players, but she's not working past them fast enough because other blockers able to circle around and waterfall on her. We got a couple of players going to the penalty box, one from each team. The pivot 187 Slim Slam from Slaughterhouse.
And Ricochet going to be your lead jammer. Hat trick almost had it, went for an apex jump, couldn't quite clear it. Landed out of bounds, slid in, so she dropped back in to avoid that cutting the track penalty, giving Ricochet the opportunity to get that lead jammer status. FoCo trying to move the pack speed up a little bit here. Ricochet gets open in the middle, 2 to get around. She's going to go and call off the jam.
Oh, looks like she wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do. A little bit calling off, realized she called off and tried to work that 4th whistle.
Yeah, it looks like she called off a little too late, though. Hat trick picking up 3 to Ricochet's 2.
MC Unreal likes it when announcers talk at the same time. So does Ms. C. They told us that this morning. So whatever you do as announcers on the house call, make sure to...
Slaughterhouse in red up in the front of the pack. FoCo in black in the back.
357 for Slaughterhouse.
Jammers in that froggy position. Hard to see them hitting the turn here. It's 98 pounds of steel breaking out, and your lead jammer for FoCo.
And Jada Pixie jamming for Slaughterhouse. Her first time wearing the star. Looks like Slaughterhouse digging a little deeper into the rotation. Trying to get some fresh talent out here.
Possibly giving the regular jammers a rest. Looks like they're going to be back and forth between Mad Medusa and Slim Slam a lot.
Yes. So a very solid 2 jammer rotation. Deepen it up a little bit, give them a chance to recoup some energy.
98 out with a grand slam.
Jada Pixie took a hit, managed to stay on her skates, spun around, stayed in bounds. FoCo was not ready for that hit not to knock her out.
Hard hit, 98 pounds of steel takes. Goes to the outside, calls off the jam. That was number 9, Viper, putting that hard block on 98 pounds of steel.
A 5-point jam for FoCo. Nothing for Slaughterhouse on that one. Okay, the scoreboard just updated. 9-point jam. It was 5, now it's 9. Additional 4 points being awarded. 18:20 left to play. FoCo currently 238, Slaughterhouse 60.
The melody with the star for FoCo Girls Gone Derby.
Ricochet on the track for Slaughterhouse.
Both teams kind of mixing it up in the pack, some front, some back. No clear walls set up yet. Unchained Melody jamming for FoCo, working her way around. Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse at the back.
Melly up in front, dodging a blocker. Got 2 blockers left. She's got to hurry up before they waterfall back on her once again. Down to 187, Slim Slam.
Yeah, Malice in Wonderland trying to knock Slim Slam Mayhem out.
They had to let her go. They got past that 20-foot mark.
And Unchained Malady going to be your lead jammer. As Ricochet goes to the penalty box.
Yes, with a blocker from FoCo.
So Slaughterhouse now 4-3 defensive advantage. Well, FoCo only jammer on the track.
And Unchained Malady just going to go muscle her way past those two blockers and get out of the pack.
That's like FoCo holding everybody steady at the pivot line. Unchained Malady coming around.
FoCo jumping, going there, breaking up that formation from Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, LA's finest. Looks like she was shifting the inside, trying to make it look like they were going to open up an outside wall. But then they cut it back around. Some sneaky defensive blocker psych out action. Ricochet back in. No more power jam. Unchained Malady taking a couple of hits from Slim Slam Mayhem.
Drop to the infield. That's going to put her back behind the pack. She gets up and calls it off.
As at this point, they've got a big enough lead. You don't need to fight to try and get those couple of points.
Absolutely
You've got
right.
a comfortable lead. Save your energy. Just call it off.
Risk nothing.
Earlier, elements of their game, including their blocking, their walls, of course, the speed of their jammers.
And Slaughterhouse lining up at the front. FoCo in back.
Put them where they are now very successfully, and Slaughterhouse will continue.
Slaughterhouse's jammer sliding back and forth, trying to find a good starting position.
Definitely, they've got the elements and they're coming together. That's Gal Capone out there jamming.
Gal Capone jamming for FoCo.
Viper jamming for Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, so Viper seeing, pretty decent share of the rotation now.
And Gal Capone out, and your lead jammer for FoCo once again.
And Battley Portman being assessed a forearm penalty. Very good call there by Pete Smoke, one of our outside pack refs.
Definitely seeing a lot more penalties in this game than I saw earlier in the Happy Valley Rage City game.
And 4 points on that last pass for FoCo.
Different types of things that happen depending on the teams that are playing.
Very dense pack as we come out of turn 4.
Gal Capone going up against number 99 Pepper there. Pivot for Slaughterhouse. And Pepper drops a shoulder and kind of like pushes her into the ground with it. Bam! And stay there.
Like, no, you will go down.
And FoCo is currently ranked at 191. So there is quite a gap between these two.
And we got a change of jammer duties there, going to number 99 Pepper, now the jammer for Slaughterhouse.
Probably a good idea to get a star pass there. Pepper not seeing a whole lot of time jamming here tonight. I think she had one jam earlier. So we might see her start to get thrown into the rotation.
And Pepper earns 1 point for her effort.
It's a 14.5 left to play. FoCo 262, Slaughterhouse 64.
3-1 at the Wild West Showdown in March of 2015. They played 3 games there, and they beat 2 teams, Juneau and Kellogg, and they lost to Snake Pit. So
almost co-local teams. The Slaughterhouse from Greeley, FoCo from Fort Collins. They have a regular home team tournament that they play with all their home teams.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah.
I always wanted leagues to do that, and I've never heard that happening before.
Yeah, they do their home team tournament every year. Very rarely, though, do we see the travel teams play each other.
They've had some impressive records in past.
So this is good to see with hat trick jammer for FoCo. Working her way up at the front of the pack, shoots around, lead jammer.
Vicious sandwich there. Hat trick taking it, though, and getting out of the pack.
Yeah, LaFonda Yamama there trying to hold her back at the front of the pack.
Sandra Decomposer being sent to the penalty box.
Slaughterhouse pulling it together now, keeping their pack a little tight.
And Jaded Pixie jamming again for Slaughterhouse. Trying to make her way through a 2-wall at the back. Slim Slam Mayhem trying to open up a hole for her on the inside. Trying to get past Malice in Wonderland, and she does. That was her initial. And Slim Slam Mayhem there, forcing hat trick out to the inside.
We're trying to run her back, but LA Spines was not having it. Less than 13 to go.
98 pounds of steel takes the start. I feel like I should have reverb on my voice when I say that. Just a little bit of echo there would add to the drama of that name.
And Slaughterhouse taking the jam. I haven't seen that too often.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse trying to line it up on the back there, give Ricochet a little more room to work with.
Oh, unfortunately, FoCo got caught up in each other. Ricochet. Oh, but she was held long enough for 90 degrees. Get out first. FoCo jammer, your lead jammer.
And Ricochet working it hard, chasing her down.
Yeah, probably not happy. She saw that. She saw the light at the end of the tunnel. The eyes on the prize, and 98 pounds of steel snatches that prize away. Get out one more time and calls it off.
And 98 pounds of steel, incredibly fast, incredibly agile. Just a fantastic
and great tensile strength. I want to mention that as well.
She bends, but she doesn't break.
That decision follow through. Very little hesitation on her part. She takes the lap.
11:30 to go.
FoCo 267, Slaughterhouse 64.
Mayhem now back on the jam on Slaughterhouse.
Slipside Mayhem jamming for Slaughterhouse. As Krista Knight up in the front of the pack calling the shots for Slaughterhouse.
Unchained Mally trying to break out of the front, but the Slaughterhouse blockers are everywhere.
Very fast-moving pack. Everybody's skating.
Everyone just picking up speed out there, and they kept Unchained busy long enough for 187 Slim Slam to get out first and become lead jammer.
Slaughterhouse Derby girls.
That's the Slaughterhouse not really having very strong walls here, but they're doing a good job shifting individuals back and forth.
Now contending with a FoCo pack.
So they got a lot of fluidity they can work with.
They should focus on that.
Yes.
And Slim Slam going to call it off from the center of the back there.
4 points, preventing FoCo from scoring. And really, that's what you want to do. You want to get your points to prevent the other.
So 3-0 jam in favor of Slaughterhouse. 10.5 left to play. Score currently FoCo 267, Slaughterhouse 67.
Right now, the WIPTA ranking is Slaughterhouse ranked 151, FoCo's ranked 191. Fairly close. Might be changing after this, though.
Yeah, it might be. So we've seen all day today a lot of, what were either very close or pretty spread out ranking-wise games that did not come out how we expected them to.
Well, it's great. You want to see change. You want to see improvements. You want there to be surprises. Otherwise, you just play these things on paper.
Exactly. And that's no fun.
No. Double D jamming for FoCo.
And Ricochet for Slaughterhouse, so she's going to the box for a forearm. So double destruction on a power jam as she continues to pad that FoCo lead.
That what lead?
FoCo.
Okay.
FoCo.
Okay. Just make sure I heard correctly.
You did. As long as I said it correctly, you heard it correctly.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to slow down.
Yes, the FoCo Girls Gun Derby Micro Bruisers.
Now I have seen it done.
Those FoCo girls.
We like the FoCo ladies.
Skating around the FoCo track.
More likely than not, but we've only got 2 blockers out there.
These track becoming very slippery now on the straightaway. A couple of people just, kind of losing their footing.
Doing their FoCo best to get the 300.
And with just under 9 minutes left to play, that is definitely possible.
Lucky break here for Slaughterhouse. There's now no
that is FoCo fantastic.
And Ricochet back on the track, makes it through her initial pass.
Slaughterhouse with an opportunity here to put some points on the board.
FoCo getting control of the front of this back there. 3 blockers to Slaughterhouse's 4.
Pepper trying to open up a hole, gets hit with a back block penalty in the process.
No one got out of play. I'm very surprised. There's a lot of no pack going on.
Yeah, Ricochet picking up 5, and that jam is over.
But Double D ran from the penalty box and saw that outside opening and snuck through like a ninja and got 4 points of her own.
Nice. 8
8
minutes left, FoCo 286, Slaughterhouse 72.
Takes the star for Slaughterhouse. Facing off against hat trick.
I see a hat trick jamming again for the FoCo Girls Gun Derby. And Slim Slam Mayhem jamming for Slaughterhouse.
And now it's FoCo's turn to be in a little bit of penalty trouble. There's 3 blockers out there. Hat-trick looking for an opening.
Oh, I'm seeing his blockers, and hat-trick pops out of the inside lane, breaks out first injured lead jammer.
Slim Slam Mayhem at the back-to-back, tries to cut up the inside. Kristen Knight gives her a little bit of room to work with. Trying to get up the front.
You be nice, not so nice, off to the penalty box.
And Deathly Holler did a good job holding Slim Slam Mayhem back, but she couldn't hold her forever.
Hat-trick driving those players past the 20-foot mark. And she working that 4th whistle even before she passed 72. Hitting her hips and taking one more stride and getting that point.
Yeah, Busted Lower bringing us an out-of-play block penalty. No pack was called. Out of play continued to happen. She engaged while still out of play. Therefore, she's going to go sit down for half a minute.
Again tomorrow, so make sure to come on back here. That first game tomorrow.
So penalties definitely starting to add up now as we close out this second half.
8:30 tomorrow morning is our first game. So make sure to come here.
Slaughterhouse up front of the pivot line. Trying to hold 98 pounds of steel back.
98 pounds steel, almost lost her footing. Nice recovery. Good job staying out, and that got her out of the pack and lead jammer status.
Ricochet jamming for Slaughterhouse. Got a little tied up here coming out of turn 1.
There's not many skaters left on that track. And once again, a very busy penalty box. I think I just saw a tumbleweed roll across. And then goes 000 Malice in Wonderland to the penalty box as well. And there might not even be room for her. Yeah, she might just get the next jam.
Currently, yeah, there is no open seating available, so she's going to have to go back out on the next one.
As we get set up for our next jam, Pepper on the jam line for Slaughterhouse, making her first appearance, going up against Unchained.
5.5 minutes left to go, 294.72.
And Slaughterhouse 4-on-2 pack advantage.
Slaughterhouse blocker in the box.
Make that 3-on-2.
FoCo going to hold it out with one borrow blocker. And I believe that's Sandra out there. Sandra G. Composer. Yeah, the jammer pops right up in front. That's Pepper. And she splits them up. They gotta let her go. Hit that 20-foot mark.
First time we've seen Pepper jam.
All right, seats are opening up in the penalty box. So Malice in Wonderland going to go take her turn sitting down. 2-for-1 exchange, though. Not a bad deal.
No, it's not. Grand slam for Pepper of Slaughterhouse.
What's a grand slam without a little pepper on it?
Exactly.
It's just a slam, that's what. Pepper trying to work her way around Battle E. Portman.
And her Mighty Danger.
She does get through. That's going to be good for another 5.
I would like to see Slaughterhouse get past the century mark. I think it's a nice consolation prize when you get whomped.
Also, just be able to hit that mark. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, I couldn't do it.
I've tried. And Pepper gets through, picks up 4. A 14-point jam for Pepper, which puts them 14 away from the century mark. Just under 4 minutes left on the clock. The Slaughterhouse starting to hold FoCo to very small scoring jams if they let FoCo score at all.
One day, Slaughterhouse will take these last 10 minutes and expand them across a entire bout, and they will see.
Yes, there'll be some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff involved, and it will work. Because science.
Yes, and then they will score the more points and make them score the less points.
Yes.
A lot of quick tracks going on out there, and it looks like that Slaughterhouse attempting a star pass.
And Ricochet being sent back to the penalty box. So power jam for FoCo.
As the jammer now.
Busty Galore on the way to the penalty box as well. They call a no back out there. They're going to let that jammer go unless they don't. Yeah, there's one who was not listening.
Yeah, you must immediately attempt to reform.
And that's tongue in cheek. I think tongue was in the ear that time.
A nice open door open.
And Gal Capone got a nice stroll along the inside there. They couldn't get to her that time.
Yeah, 15 points so far for Gal Capone. That puts FoCo up to 311.
With a nice job creating that space.
As she shoots around the inside, this will be good for another.
Yeah, Double Destruction did a good job there jumping in there and distracting those blockers.
4 points on that pass. Ricochet back in from the box. A little trapped up in the front of the pack. Gal Capone picking up 5 more as Ricochet clears her way through in her initial pass.
And she went through untouched again. And she this time with a pretty full pack on the track.
A 24-point jam for FoCo. We've got less than 2 minutes remaining.
Hat trick with the star once again for.
Hat trick going to be jamming again for FoCo. Slim Slam Mayhem jamming for Slaughterhouse.
As we are at the 1 minute 35-second mark.
This could be the last jam. We haven't had very many short jams in this game. Chris Knight with a big hit.
Yeah, with a flick of a hip, that size differential,
Boom.
You see it paid off. Just laws of physics in action.
Exactly.
Both jammers looking for a way through.
Patrick just being ground by blockers from every direction. Finally had to give in and go back and meet her nemesis 2-1-4 Chris Knight once again.
Yeah, Slim Slam Mayhem had to do some fancy footwork to stay upright, but she managed to stick it out and get lead jammer.
Just basically flew through it.
Tongue in cheek putting a hit on. Slim Slam Mayhem shoots around the outside, picks up 4.
Slim Slam Mayhem continues her run.
Hat trick once again going up against 2-1-4. You should go around her.
I think she tried to. Let's say Chris and I just right there. That's another 4 for Slim Slam Mayhem. 8 points so far in this jam for Slaughterhouse. 20 seconds left on the clock. Some fancy footwork around the outside. 1 more to clear. She gets around. That's another 4.
Slim Slam's a very good jam this last jam. Up to 12 so far.
About 30 seconds left on the jam clock. Slaughterhouse should be breaking the century mark.
Yes.
She's only got to get past 2 to do it. There it is right there.
There we go.
Let's wait on the official. There it is. That's good for 5.
And the crowd goes wild.
Slaughterhouse 103.
17 points.
4 more points for Hat Trick.
Looking for more. She gets forced out and called.
And jam is called off. She picks up 2 more. So 19
that is
points.
it. 19 points?
19-point jam.
Fantastic.
All right, unofficially, we're looking at FoCo on top, 328. Slaughterhouse, 105.
Very, very strong.
Very late rally in the second half by Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, well, like I said, you take that, they have that potential and make it grow.
So they were doing the right stuff. They just didn't start doing it soon enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were able to assess the situation. They made some adjustments. And so these two teams don't usually face off like this. It's usually the home teams playing the home teams. So very good to see the travel teams playing each other in this kind of a situation.
Yes.
And now the Micro Bruisers taking their victory lap.
That is the second win of the day for FoCo.
FoCo having won twice now today.
And this is the wrap. This is going to wrap up the final, the first day of Mayday Mayhem in 2015.
That's right. We still have 2 more days to go.
That's right. What time will we start tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, the first game is going to be at 8:30. Let's see. On track 1, we're going to have a couple of teams. On track 2, we're going to have another couple of teams.
That's fantastic.
We haven't filled out the bracket for tomorrow yet, it looks like.
I'm going to be on one of those same stuff and things.
Yes. But we will be back 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Excellent. I'm the Reverend Mike.
I'm Rock the Mike.
And have a good night. Now the all-important announcer meeting.
FoCo going down the line, individually congratulating each of the Slaughterhouse players and now forming the bridge there, which we've seen a couple times this, and now Slaughterhouse taking their lap. And we've even got fans forming the bridge over here.
And let's show appreciation for our hosts here at Mayday Mayhem. Battling hard.
Okay, we're out.
Close out this last bout of the DJ deck.
Sorry.